Hey, what's up my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor and I help people navigate through their ascension process. Today I'm going to answer a question from my friend. I apologize, I was just looking at my phone just to recall the name, but I misplaced it, but I think her name was Sharon. And she was saying that she's feeling very, very disconnected, very melancholy with life, and a lot of her old interests. The example she gave was she was always a big fan of the movie The Matrix, and all of a sudden she's watching it and feeling just like that same connection she once had with this movie that she really was kind of passionate about is just gone. And it can be very depressing when you start to experience that loss, that this thing, this hobby, this job, this passion, this person no longer produces those familiar feelings. And then you feel kind of lost. You feel like, okay, well, you want to have a connection with something, but you feel this disconnected state of being, and it's very depressing. It's very lonely, and you realize that no one can really help you with this, and you wonder where it's all going, and it can be kind of a scary place to be, because it doesn't seem to be looking up. It's just more of the same, greater depths of disconnection, more resistance to those old things, and yet still nothing new has come. This can happen with food, the foods you're eating, the TV shows you're watching, the movies you enjoy, the music you once listened to, the people you hung around with, everything. Everything starts to be experienced differently. And in the beginning, it seems like the awakening is doing nothing except taking, stripping away, removing, robbing you of all the things in your life that you thought you needed to be happy. Essentially, however, the awakening is showing you that those things are not actually reflections of your true self, and therefore will no longer be able to make you happy. And it can seem like all that is happening, again, is this taking away process. But the more you're able to let go when this happens, and this can be like a cycle. This all happens in cycles. This could be like a really bad day where things just kind of stack up. It could be a couple of years. It could be a month, a week, all over the place. But it comes in these waves and these cycles. And sometimes there's cycles of more awareness into the things that are no longer really appropriate for you. And that, again, will give birth to new desires, and yet still that temporary void. The tendency to want to cling to what was once there. But that will pass, and new things will come into your life again, and you will start finding yourself attracting things that are much more representative of your new level of vibration, and that'll bring you a greater amount of joy. You'll have a deeper and more intimate experience with one of those, whatever thing we're referring to here. And then your mind will really be blown when sometimes, for a lot of us, old stuff that temporarily was appropriate to put off on the back burner and push away from starts coming back and seen in yet a brand new light. Not the old way of relating with it comes back and you're kind of back where you were and regressed in some sense. Is more of like a combination of both. Initially you saw maybe some darker aspects of this TV show or whatever it was, your favorite movie, that you were unaware of, and then you made a kind of a premature judgment that, this is not good, bad, get away. But you keep expanding, you keep attracting, and then all of a sudden you start to see that same thing. Even though you see the negative aspects of it, you'll start to see other positive benefits and aspects to it that you were blinded to as well. And then from there, from that more balanced perspective, you can really start to decide, what do you really want in your life and what don't you? In a real practical way, to make all that not sound as confusing, given with the example that was shared, I had this experience with a lot of things all at once. It was the food I was eating. All of a sudden it was just too heavy, too low vibration, too dense. It was also with TV shows. I started to not want to watch all my old like HBO and Showtime series that I just love. I'm like a nut. I binge watch certain like series over and over and over again. I've seen The Sopranos, I don't know how many times through, Breaking Bad, stuff like that, you know, real dark type of content, obviously. And there was a time when I was like, no, That's not good, man. That's like low vibration stuff, dude. That's negative. I don't want that. I don't want to put that into my consciousness. I was too sensitive. It was too much and I couldn't handle it. So at that time, it was appropriate for me to say, no, I'm pushing this away. I can't handle it right now. Same with going out in public and a lot of those other things. Same with these certain foods. But it balances out. I balanced out. And then some of those things that I parted with out of sort of again, because it all happened so fast, some of those things returned. And the ones that didn't return, it turned out I still don't want. And that's fine. But goodbye for now doesn't always mean goodbye forever is what I'm saying. Right now, the Matrix is unsatisfying and depressing, but you know what? 3 years down the line, you might say, oh my God, that is a freaking, just a mind-blowingly brilliant movie. How applicable to this time we're living in. There's so many things I can see and relate and parallel with my own journey. Oh my God, now this is my favorite movie all over again. Or not. Or you're like, you know what? That played the role it needed to play in my life. And now I'm going to move on to other cool movies. So just go with the flow, go with the energy, stay in the moment, don't project. Allow yourself to be in the void, knowing good stuff will eventually come. It's a slower process. You let go at first, the void, good stuff comes in always, 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 every single time. The mistake I made was making more solid conclusions prematurely. Again, during the sensitive phase, this is bad, I can't eat this, I can't do this, I don't want to be around them, or that, or this, or them. And then, when those things kind of wanted to come back naturally, organically, vibrationally, I was like, no, I've already made up my mind, I don't want that. And that caused me a lot of inner conflict, and I sort of pushed away things that were actually trying to come in that would help lift me up even further. So again, just do your best to do whatever it takes, stay in the moment, follow the energy, and have no expectations. And that is my advice for you, my friend. I hope it helps you. Have an amazing day. I will speak to you all soon. Namaste.